Hey, you magnificent model and building bastards. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Beautiful day up here today, guys, folks, guys. What was I going to say? Fies? Cokes? Oh, boy. So, yesterday we talked about the coupe. Today we're going to talk about the bomber. Couple of little tips. A lot of work on this front part. Geez, it's taking me a while to get this front part right. I'm gonna look halfway decent anyway. I did find in the directions where they tell you to put the front gun in. It's in the how do I say it? It's where they got the words, not the picture. Yeah, so we got that taken care of. I got most of the front section done, where the bomber and navigator sat, or I believe it's the bombardier. He sat right up front with the Norden bomb sight, which was quite a remarkable instrument for its day. It was the computer of its day. After I've done some reading about that, from what I understand, when these guys were training how to use these, they were responsible for that piece of equipment. If I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to carry that with them at all times when they weren't on the plane. They were afraid, the Americans were afraid that the technology would get out. And I'm sure it did after a while, but I'm pretty sure that they were supposed to carry that with them and not let it out of their sight. So, I got the aftermarket parts. I can use some, I can't use some because it's not really for it's a monogram upgrade. I got a Revell kit, but it's pretty close. There's a few things I can't use, but then again, just the amount of detail Revell has put into this kit, and it's probably because it's so big. Let me get what the hell size it is. Is it 135? Come on. I thought it was a 135. That's 148. So that would explain all the detail. But yeah, I mean, all this panel work inside has got a ton of detail in it, guys, that you can pick out by painting and decals. It comes with some decals. I put some decals on it that I had because in the directions they simply wanted you to take one of these and paint it, and then, oh yeah, it's got red dials. Well, the only problem is there's no red dials on it. So, I mean, you know what I mean? There's nothing picked out that you can, where there's a dial. So, I don't know. I'm going to figure something out there. I'll figure something out. But I got the front part done. Here's the front part. This is what we got for the front so far. I don't know. Let's see it. Focus. Come on, focus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got a lot of extra work done into this. Yes, the gun moves. Our gun moves. Actually, it goes all the way around, but it won't be able to, I think, once it's in the plane. A lot of photo etch. The bottom of the chair's photo etch. I got a couple other pieces in here. The seat back was all photo etch. Yeah, that's an aftermarket. All this stuff is all aftermarket up here. These things are aftermarket. Yep. This stuff down here is all aftermarket. And we turn it around, and we got our seats in. Got our cockpit dials all picked out and highlighted and painted. Jesus, this camera sucks. So, but that's where we are, boys, on the Boeing B-17 bomber. So, that wasn't very good. Now, you can't see crap. I don't know, maybe this will be better. See if I can bring this over here a little. Yeah, so we got quite a bit of work into this. Several hours of work. But it'll be well worth it. Of course, you won't be able to see any of it once we get it all buttoned up. But we're getting there. And like I said, now I got my bulkheads. Like I said, the amount of detail in these bulkheads is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. Especially, and you know how I hate Revell, but they've put a lot of detail into this stuff. There's nothing on the back. That's you ain't gonna see that. This has some on the back and some on the front. And then this one's just this side. But they can all be picked out. And there were aftermarket parts for this stuff too, but I don't have to put any on there, you know what I mean? You just gotta paint it. So, and I'm not gonna sand it all off or cut it off and then put the aftermarket parts on. Because it looks almost the same, trust me. There ain't much difference. So, that's where we are on the bomber. A couple of tips. Somebody commented on these little things that I use to hold my little pieces. And what all those are is, you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's. You can get a whole thing of these. I think it's 6 pieces by 6 pieces. Because it's like a 12 by 12 piece, 12 inches by 12 inches. And I think there was 6 by 6. So that would mean you would get what, 36? I've had this going, I don't know how many years I've had this piece. What the hell we use this for? We used it when we first came into the house. Matter of fact, it's underneath in front of me there. I had to put it down for the windows. Because it was just crap what they had down. It looked like somebody took a bunch of wall, what do you call it, spackling or wall compound or whatever, and just laid it in there and troweled it. It looked like shit. So I fixed that all up, and that's where we put that tile. That got all fixed up. But anyway, yeah, you can get, it's like $4. $4 for these. And then I go, and then while you're in there, grab yourself a pack of these. There's 4 little squares on a sheet. You get like 24 of these sheets. So what's that? 24 times 4 is what? 96? So it'll last you a while. Like I said, sticky as hell. You got to be careful that you don't put anything too big on there and stick it down, because you'll have a bitch of a time getting it off. But for small parts, I just sit them on there. You don't have to push down too hard. And as long as you don't get any paint on those, they last forever. And if I do have something big to paint, what I'll usually do is I'll take the cover and cut it in half or whatever I need, and then put the rest of that back onto the thing so it don't get screwed up, and then, you know, just paint. Then you only have a little piece that's all messed up, and you can still use the rest of it. But, you know, $10, I think I've had this stuff friggin' 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? So, that's what I use. Real simple. $10, you know what I mean? So, that's a little tip of the day. And then my other little tip, I was having not a tough time, but got some long pieces that I had to put in the purple pond, and I didn't want to have to pull out my big tub and fill it and everything else. So I happen to have a iced tea bottle sitting by me. So this is what I did. I just cut a piece out of it, put my super clean in there, and now not only can I do little pieces, but I can do long pieces. I will say that It's in a pinch. You know what I mean? I don't like to keep up. I don't like to keep a big thing of that stuff laying around. It's just, you know. So yeah, and then the cap, take the cap off and dump it out, or you can dump it out the big hole, whatever. I think it's easy to take the cap off, and then you don't have to worry about getting shit everywhere and everything else. But yeah, real simple, guys. So today's plan is to I got a side project I've been working on that nobody knows about, and nobody will know about it until I'm finished. I've been working on it for about 3 months now. 3 months? Probably close to that. Close to that. So today's job is to try to get most of that in primer, so I can get it painted. My plan is to bring it to the Acme, hopefully. Keeping my fingers crossed that I got it done by then. I got like 4 weeks, so we shall see. So that's the plan today, is to get all my stuff, what I got to get taped off, and then we're off to the races. So that's it for me, boys. I've got my little thing in today, so big congrats to Mr. Hensley for winning the Ferret Farmers first drawing, and big congrats to Norma Rachinos for winning the second one. So that's great. Awesome. So congrats to those guys. All right, boys. You've heard enough from me. You know what I'm saying. Peace out.